PM Modi will never impose tax on farmers. Why? Can't a farmer who earn an income of 10 crores pay tax? Should the pressure of tax come only on salary employee? Is PM Modi afraid of farmers, or is the real reason something else? In India, all the tax burden comes on the middle class. In India, only 2% people pay tax, whereas in developed country, this number is 40% to 80%. If 2% people like us take the burden of 98% people, how will we move forward? Last week, Indian budget was released and everyone was angry because in every budget, only one category is excluded. The honest taxpayer of the country, the middle class. Whereas the farmer of the country do not even pay income tax. It's not about poor farmer. Those who have the money to buy a Harley Davidson, Defender, Fortuner, why can't they pay tax? After this year budget, the same thing happened. The poor got a lollipop of subsidies. The rich got an angel tax, and the middle class got a middle finger. And the farmers did not even have to pay tax. But why? Why is the agriculture income tax free in India? What is the logic behind not imposing tax on it? And is it true that farmers does not pay tax, or is it a myth? Let's find answer to these questions with an open mind. If you find this video valuable, share it with your friend. And what is your opinion? Tell us in the comments. We don't know if there will ever be a tax on agriculture income in India, but we know that whether you want to be successful in agriculture or business, you will have to find new way to upgrade yourself. Chapter 1. Tax burden. Let's put some logical arguments in front of us as to why tax should be imposed on agriculture income. Number 1. Let's take an example of a joint family. These are 3 brothers in a family. One is doctor, one is soldier, and one is farmer. All 3 brothers are experts in their respective fields and successful as well. All 3 brothers make good money. But when it's come to household expenses, the doctor pay, the soldier also pay, but the farmer does not. Why this dispensary? If one year was dry and the farmer could not farm that year, then it is acceptable not to pay for that year. But how will it work if you earn profit and don't increase household expenses? In India, agriculture income is tax-free. By giving this tax-free income advantage to farmers only, we are indirectly discriminating against them. We are telling the society that some professions are more important than others. But this is not true. The farmers who drive a tractor is not his tractor making company important. The farmers who take his goods from to auto till the market is not that auto driver important. That doctor who treats the sick farmers is not that doctor important. Or the soldier who risks his life on the borders is not that soldier important. If a society is a joint family, then every member of this joint family should be equal. Number 2. Only 2% of the country's population pay income tax. In comparison, 40% in China, 50% in USA, and 80% in Canada and New Zealand pay income tax. If 2% of people pay income tax, the additional burden of the remaining 98% falls on them. Of course, some peoples will say that everyone pay tax because in the country income tax is not the only tax. In the country there is GST as well. The difference is that a salary employed not once but repeatedly pay tax. In the country, salary tax is paid by the salary people. If they spread that salary, then 5% or 28% GST have to pay. If they save some money and invest in the stock market and earn profit, then 20% short-term capital gain tax and 12.5% long-term capital gain income tax. Gain tax is paid. If they think of going abroad, then TCS is dedicated. And if they think of getting something from abroad, then custom duty is applied. Count how many times a salary employee pays tax on his earned money. This tax burden will be reduced only when the tax basis increase. That is, more people will pay tax. And until agriculture income is not taxed, it is impossible. Even today, 65% of people do agriculture related work and this income is tax free. So by default, 65% of people will never pay tax. Number 3. Our country is not a rich country. The country runs on a deficit budget. Open the budget document, you will find that every year we spend the most of loan interest repayment. But the point is that the country does not have extra money to build roads, to open schools, to say salaries of government employee. Money is required. To give free rations to 80 crores people, money is required. This money is the responsibility of every member of the family. Of course, in the olden day, king used to tax the people less because they used to invade other states and loot their treasure. Can we do the same today? No, right? Unless you are the US. There are some Arab countries that do not tax their citizens because they have a lot of oil, a lot of natural resources. They can earn profit by selling those natural resources and can pay tax with that profit. But India is not that lucky. Okay? Logically understood why tax should be imposed on agriculture income. So is the government stupid? What is the problem in imposing tax on agriculture income? Chapter 2. Tied hand. India's hands are tied. Legally, ethically and politically. How legally? Let's understand. Have you seen the movie Alaga? In that movie, the British told about taking 3 times tax from whom? From the farmers. You must have read in the school textbook that the farmers were looted by the British through tax. The rule was that the farmer do not have to pay tax in cash. That is from the perspective of the farmer. First off, that it's rain, the crop is good, then sell it in the market, get the cash home, and then pay the tax. If tax time, it's take time. But where the British going to stop? Where were the British going to understand? They were taxed when needed, whether the farm yield was good or not, whether the goods were sold or not, whether the roti was made at the farmer's house or not. This was the problem of the farmer. The system of the British was not fair. When power is constructed in one hand, that injustice can be done to any part of the society. That is why the basic principle of democracy is division of power. Some provisions have been made in our constitution that on what matter the central government can take a decision and on what matter the state government can take a decision. And some things are such that both the central and state governments can take decisions on it. Agriculture is a state subject, that is, if agriculture has to be taxed, then this decision will not be made by individual state, not on the center. And some states have also tried, like Kerala. In 1991, Kerala tried to bring the agriculture income tax, which mainly talk about taking cash crop like cashews, nutmeg, pepper, coffee. But later, this act was repealed. If you want to impose a tax on agriculture income, then you will have to change the constitution. Section 10 of the income tax list down those income which are exempt from tax, in which income from scholarship, gifts from relative and agriculture income are also included. And if you talk about changing the constitution, the government can fail. Ethically speaking, what are the reasons when did agriculture income become tax-free? Why did it happen? Its logic is important. There was a time when the Prime Minister of the country openly requested all the pupils not to eat a meal for one time in a day because there was a food emergency in the country. America warned India in 1959 that the population is increased and you do not grow enough food, there is no food security in the country. And this is a ticking time bomb which will explode sooner or later. And that's what happened. Country like America used to send food grain as alarm, with enough only for pigs. The food we used to get was enough to feed the animal. The farmers themselves were in a lot of trouble. By the 1970s, they were in a lot of drought. They could not get loans from the bank easily. So they took a loan from a landlord, kept some mortgage with some contractor. And even though they were farmers, they ate 2 meals a day with the money they borrowed. This was the reality of the farmers. But then the Green Revolution happened. The new techniques of agriculture come to India. The country's output increased, and that too so much that from the 1970s food deficit to today, we have to become a food supplier country. This achievement was in the hand of the farmers. But at the core, agriculture is a highly risky venture. Due to climate change, it can rain, it can come early, it can be less, it can be more than the limit. Anything can happen. And the only loss will be of the farmer. Recently, there was news that 1100 farmers in Karnataka have lost their life. And we are not targeting Karnataka. This is the situation in many states of the country. Is it ethical to tax such farmers? And lastly, let's understand that can agriculture income be taxed politically. India hates reform. We say that we need change. But do we welcome any change? Even if the captain of a cricket team changes, half the people start abusing our own player in the stadium itself. And we are talking about farmers. Every political party is somehow connected to the farmers. Either the leaders have their own field, sugar factories, or they get the money during the campaign from the farmers. So taxing agriculture income will be a political suicide. However, thoughts about it. The people will beat him up. People will cap on the road. The media will emotionally blackmail. And anyone, Rihanna are keeping an eye on India. No matter how much we sit here and shed tears, there will be no agriculture tax in India. Legally, ethically, politically. Whatever reason you want to believe it. Yes, during the time of king, what the king used to say, for the peoples, that was the order. Today, India is a democracy. So everyone knows what is right for the country. But no one will do it. Chapter 3. Stop crying. Well, do not get depressed. Income tax has kept agriculture income out of tax. But there are some strategies through which can indirectly tax the farmers. We are talking about GST. Let me explain as a calculation. Let's say your friend Rinku own a farmhouse and earn 50 lakh a year by selling fruits. He also has a job and earn 10 lakh by doing a job. So the income tax departure, she first add both the income, 50 lakh agriculture income and 10 lakh non-agriculture income. That is 60 lakhs. Now according to 60 lakhs income, which tax bracket do you come in? 30%. So you get 30% tax on non-agriculture income and 30% tax on agricultural income. According to the tax slab of the new tax regime, if he did not have agriculture income, he would have to pay 15% tax on 10 lakh rupees. Now he will have to pay 30%. That's me. The income tax department is smart. It does not leave agriculture income completely. Of course, it only works in the scenario where a person declares agriculture income in his income tax return. Suppose he has taken all agriculture income in cash. Then the question is moot because there is no way of tracking it. Of course, this is not a big victory because from a salary employee earns 60 lakh, the tax on Rinku, who is also earns 60 lakh, will be very low. Plus, there are many loopholes to avoid this tax. And anyway, why is the focus only on farmers? All the donations given to political parties are tax-free. That's why even after demonetization, not a single big politician went to jail. Everyone made their black money white. BCCI is a charitable trust, so it also saves a lot of tax, which do rich people open educational institution. And if nothing else, there is the Swiss bank. There is an option to open a cell company in Mauritius. There are many ways to avoid tax. Agriculture income is just one way. Chapter 4. Conclusion. Most farmers in the country stop paying tax and can't even pay the school fees of their children. Look at this chart. Here, it is so state-wise what is the average income of a farmer. According to this data, even if a tax is imposed on agriculture income, the country maximum farmers will not come under the tax bracket. Only those politicians will come who earn 40 lakh in the name of rooftop farming. Those people will come under the tax who are converting their black money into white money through agriculture and following the country. Big actors will come who buy a farmhouse. The fruit sold for 40 rupees and sold for 4,000 rupees in the name of organic and in return save income tax on their money. Who should be taxed? Rich farmer who have money to buy a Harley Davidson bike. They have money to buy a Defender, Fortuner, Porsche car, but not to pay tax. Will paying tax? They say we are food provider. Why should we pay tax? Please understand this. Every farmer is a food provider and every farmer also a consumer of food. If someone grow rice, the same farmer also buy lentils. Those who grow coffee seeds do not spend their entire life drinking coffee. If one has a sugarcane farm, it does not mean that lover eats mangoes at home. The point is that we all are ultimately consumers, and for the sake of consumers, it is necessary to increase the tax base. Running a country means there are expenses, and if you want to spend, you have to increase the tax. As you can't tax agriculture income, then increase GST. Tax more on the stock markets, lower gold price. All these factors affect a farmer to become ultimately. These all factors affect a farmer too, because ultimately all of us are consumers. The economy is like this. Everyone's pockets are affected. The only option is which pocket will be affected today. Will the money go from this pocket or from that pocket? That solution is that We have to identify who is hitting their black money in the name of agriculture income. They will have to be punished. It's not about the peoples who earn 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh a year, but those who earn 50 lakh, 5 crores a year. We need to tax those farmers because only then this society will be an equal society. In a society where the people who break the rules go unpunished, people who follow the rules are punished by default. The government need to see what is better for the country than politics. Tax money need to be spent on the right thing. The government need to respect the taxpayers. An important thing all our politicians need to understand is that this tax money come from people's hand. It's not their personal say that they can throw the money whenever they want. The bigger problem is that all these politicians are not accountable for this money, assuming they have an unlimited source of money that people are paying tax with their hand. Earn money and politicians can throw it whenever they want. No accountability at all. And this is the saddest thing. Because if not, every capital person will move to a country where his ability is valued. And then India will become a golden bird only in history. And by making this important reminder, reach the government make a difference to me.